In 2024, no one would argue that match fixing is one of the biggest problems in Counter-Strike. A few years ago, some teams intentionally threw a game or a couple of pistol rounds, but now things are on a completely different level. Some people organize tournaments and gather rosters for the sole purpose of making money on rigged games. Thank God it hasn't spread to the Tier 1 level, so we can at least keep cheering on teams like FaZe Clan and know that they're not going to be throwing a game just to make some money. But sadly, Counter-Strike's history has a bunch of cases of strong teams with famous players who were involved in match fixing. The most well-known team for that is iBuyPower, who threw a map to earn some skins on CSGO Lounge, which totally ruined Swag's career. Or take a look at the French team Epsilon. When they found out that they didn't have a chance to advance further in the tournament, they decided to at least earn some profit off it, so they threw the game. The worst thing about that one was that the community were none the wiser until one of the players' guilty conscience led him to finally fessing up. We know it sounds strange, but NAVI, and specifically Perfecto, were also accused of some really shady things. Ilya, allegedly by mistake, bought an M249 in an official game and divided the community into two groups. Because a betting website had this exact bet with 500 to 1 odds. You could bet $100 and get $50K in profit in return. Some people were saying that there was nothing wrong with Perfecto's actions and that he just wanted to entertain the audience, while others believed that this was no less than a staged advertisement ploy from a betting website. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, because you're watching CYBERSHOKE, and today we'll talk about how Perfecto bought an M249 in an official game, causing a fan to win a bet with 500 to 1 odds. Hey guys, do you want to earn skins while playing Counter-Strike? Then check out our missions. In this tab, you have a set of 5 missions with different tasks on our servers, like completing a surf map or playing on DM. Each mission consists of 3 tasks, and if you complete all of them, you'll receive a golden token. You can spend tokens on cases or sweepstakes and make your CYBERSHOKE experience more fun and enjoyable. We'll put a link in the description. Please note that in order to earn tokens, you need to have an active premium subscription on our project. Meet Smarty. In 2015, he decided to pursue a career as a CSGO caster and started his professional career. In 2 years, he joined the UCC studio and later transferred to Maincast. In 2022, Smarty decided to drop all the studio work and focus on his personal stream, so he could, quote, chill and transfer these vibes to his audience. On his Twitch, Germon streamed some CSGO games with an open GoTV, mainly Isia. His average online viewership rarely surpassed 500 people, and it heavily depended on how popular the teams were that played in the match that he was streaming. And it's important to understand that bets were an essential part of Smarty's career. It was easy to tell that he loved to gamble. He regularly posted his thoughts on upcoming bets with some analytical comments. Later, Smarty admitted that in the long run, he actually lost more money than he earned, and sometimes this addiction drained a lot of money from his wallet. But on the other hand, betting also helped him to make a living because Germon got a long-term advertisement contract with the betting website called GGBET. Our story officially starts on February 15, 2022, when Smarty published another typical post of his, sharing his bet. But the bet this time was actually pretty unusual. Germon placed about $20 on a bet that one of the NAVI players would buy an M249 on IEM Katowice. A 500 times multiplier promised him $10,000 in return. We want to be sure to point out the fact that Smarty originally published that bet on his Telegram channel, and it didn't make any noise. His followers all thought that the guy just wanted to try his luck, and that was all. But after some time, Germon decided to publish his screenshot on Twitter too. There he tagged NAVI and its players and promised to get a tattoo if he won the bet. But even that wasn't enough to receive some attention from the community. That all changed when a popular CIS caster, Konstantin Sivko, retweeted Smarty's bet. That helped boost Germon to get some views and even reach 100 likes on the post. On the next day, GGBET announced that the interest in that bet turned out to be so big that they had to get the odds down from 500 to only 50. 2 days later, NAVI faced Furia in the group stage of IEM Katowice. Mirage was going so easy for the black and yellow guys that at the end of the first half, they had a ton of money. And here's what happened in the last round.
NAVI сейчас на серьезном. Да ладно!
Ой-ой-ой-ой-ой-ой-ой!
Это М249 пал! Вот за это реально NAVI респект.
That was the moment when Smarty's bet really went viral. Everyone was talking about him. An ordinary guy made a $20 bet on NAVI, earned $10,000, and now he has to get a tattoo? Sounds like some cheesy Hollywood movie script, right? But soon enough, journalists started to, let's say, make some concerning connections. Many people who found out about Germon's bet after he won it started to say that all of this must have been some kind of stage PR event by GGBET, because they have a partnership contract with both Smarty and NAVI. And thus, the CS community started a true holy war. What was that? A mini fortune for a lucky guy, or a dirty scheme from a betting website? And what about Perfecto? Did he have the moral right to buy an M249 when he obviously knew about that bet? The most popular opinion came from Konstantin Sivko, who was the first to retweet Smarty's bet. He said that it was obvious that Perfecto knew about Germon's bet and that he must have bought the M249 intentionally because of the amount of money involved and that he could do it without inflicting any harm to his team. All Ilya wanted was to make one of his fans get a tattoo and entertain people on the stream. End of story. The English-speaking community was much more critical of Perfecto. Richard Lewis said that now there is no way to save esports, and attached a link to an anonymous article titled, "How Best CSGO Team in the World Broke Competitive Integrity." The author of that article tried to uncover why Perfecto bought the M249 in an official game. It couldn't be a gaming decision because Ilya immediately threw it on the ground. You also couldn't call it a misclick because he already had an AK-47. So, the author concludes, I can't think of any other valid explanation other than Perfecto buying an M249 because he was aware of such a bet. What also needs to be mentioned is that Smarty made a bet with a bookmaker who happens to be the sponsor of NAVI. All in all, it was looking like a definite breach of competitive integrity and a severe conflict of interests. Here's what GGBET CEO said about this. Our player made a bet and shared it with his audience. The fact that he tagged his favorite team and hoped that they would win is a common experience. Any person who makes a bet hopes he will win. Smarty shared his emotions in that tweet. He didn't have any hidden motives or something. He just made a bet, supported his favorite team, and won. Tweets make a lot of noise and change the market not only in esports. When Elon Musk tweeted that his company no longer accepts Bitcoin as a payment for electric cars, it crashed the whole cryptocurrency. But that isn't a reason to judge Elon. Also, the GGBET CEO admitted that they indeed published some unusual betting options for IEM Katowice to get more attention and promoted it through influencers, including Smarty. But the fact that Germon made that bet and published it on social media was 100% his initiative. In the end, many people strongly believe that this situation, from Smarty's bet to Perfecto buying an M249, was a stage marketing scandal by GGBET, whose PR guys cleverly used their partners to generate attention. It's very important to understand that such a way of advertising is actually a very common practice. For instance, just take a look at the GTA 5 roleplay community servers. These projects pay a ton of money for big bloggers to play on their servers. The rivalry for influencers is huge because these servers are the masters of converting traffic into profit. But does it mean that each video from partnered influencers is a complete lie and fake? No. We have the same thing here. Smarty was one of the dozens, if not hundreds of people who had a long-term contract with GGBET. And it's crystal clear that if GGBET really wanted to stage the whole thing, they would choose someone more popular than Smarty for it. Regardless, this situation caused a lot of disputes because it triggered the deepest feelings about honesty and integrity, not only in esports, but in life itself. It's also obvious that Perfecto knew about Smarty's bet, but did he, a player of the best team in the world, have a moral right to make that bet come to fruition? Because, on the other hand, Ilya didn't break a single rule by buying the M249, which was quickly pointed out by GGBET CEO. But actually, the saddest thing about all of this is that Smarty didn't get the tattoo. A year after that game, he wrote, "I didn't set any deadlines. If somebody thinks I'm just trying to excuse myself, well, it's your right." Then he scheduled it for January 2024, but still didn't get it. Imagine that you were in Perfecto's shoes. You saw a post where a fan promised to get a tattoo if your team bought an M249 in an official game. What would you do? Share your opinions in the comments. And of course, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe because you're watching CYBERSHOKE. Bye for now.